going live.
Welcome to the Name of the Book Club. Hate myself. G'day, friends. Welcome to the Name of the Book Club live show. We're talking about City of Brass, as you can see demonstrated here. Brought to you by how many collective eyeballs do we have? 4, 8, 10, 12, 14 eyeballs. What? The City of Brass.
You're counting our glasses.
2 eyeballs.
Oh, right.
Leave me in peace.
Oh,
what is happening?
What's wrong with her? Who hurt her? Okay, that's what we have. Some technological issues. We're getting there. If someone pops in and out every now and again, internet in Australia is trash. But
yes.
Welcome. Sorry, we're about a week late. Yeah, we all had a bunch of life events last week, and none of us could make it, so we just kind of went. We'll just reschedule till most of us are here. And here we are, ready to talk about City of Brass.
Incredible.
Now, let me get those little fun things going on. So, how do we create banner? City of Brass non-spoiler section. There we go.
You say it as you type it.
I don't know how to make it work. Hey, there we are.
Incredible.
So, how do we go? I guess we'll start off with a quick. Did we all finish the book?
Yeah. Kaz was I think Kaz finished it before everyone here, right? I think Kaz was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime.
Go girl.
Calm down. I would like to say that I did read it the year it came out, so.
No, that doesn't count right now.
I started reading it back then.
Queen shit. Yeah. Queen shit. Fair.
Yeah.
Shut up with then Rochelle. Non-spoiler feelings. What did you read? What did you like? What did you dislike?
Okay. So I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed the Middle Eastern mythological aspect. I thought that was really interesting to see in a fantasy book, since we generally only get Western or European centric views in that kind of style. I definitely felt that there were sections of this book that could have been edited a little bit tighter, just because certain things dragged, man. There was a beginning bit that was real slow, and it nearly dragged several of us out into DNF territory, and no one likes that. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I did not enjoy some of the characters, but we can definitely get into that a little bit more later, because there are definitely some spoilery things, but for the most part, I did really enjoy this one.
Jean at Happy Indulgence. What did you think?
Hello. I was one of the ones that almost DNF'd it. In fact, it's my second time picking it up, and I DNF'd it the first time because I found the start of it to be quite slow. But as I got into it, and as we progressed through the plot, I just really enjoyed the richly crafted Middle Eastern world. It was fantastic. I really liked the banter between the characters, and yeah, it's just like a really rich world that's so vivid. Overall, I ended up giving it a 3.5 because of the reading experience, but I'm really intrigued to see more.
Oh, we lost Rochelle.
We've lost Rochelle. I'm sure she'll be back.
She'll be back. She's
gone. Here's my feelings. See ya.
It's like I'm out.
Sophia, what did you think, Sophia?
Okay, so I gave this a 4. Actually, no, I think it was like in our meet, I said it was 4.25 because we like to do our little like 0.25, 0.5 ratings. Yeah. So a solid 4.25. It's like similar to what Rochelle and Jean were saying. Like, I really liked the Middle Eastern mythology elements of it. I loved how like deeply rooted in history it was. Like, she drew a lot of things from history and really like created a very rich world. Pacing was a little bit off for me. Like, the beginning is quite slow and then it kind of picks up a little bit, then slows down, and then has this huge kind of like exponential thing towards the end. And you're like, okay, I see where we're going. I loved the characters. I loved like everything about them. There were a few where I was like, we need to talk. But other than that, I thought it was a really good, I guess, like first book to a trilogy. So, yeah, those are my thoughts.
Dope. Katrina?
So I've learned that I do like reading things last minute because then it's fresh in my mind. Because as I'm trying to think of what to say, I'm like, I have no brain or memory. So we'll see how this goes.
That's fair.
But I think overall, it was. I was also in the same boat though. At the 4.25 rating, I think there was like 80% of the people in our Sydney meet that rated at that, which was really
everyone was like 4.25,
but
4.25, like easy.
It was great. But I agree. Really liked how rich the world was. I kind of wish. I mean, it would have slowed down the pace even more at the top, which I think would have been an issue. But I kind of wish that we'd seen a little bit more of Cairo before we were whisked off into this magical, fantastical world. But even still, hopefully we come back to that in like one of the later books. But I did really enjoy discovering more about Daevabad, the different types of jinn and creatures within this world. The characters were very interesting. Again, some of them questionable, but I think they were really fascinating as well. And I liked the fact that we kind of have these main rift with these two opposing sides, but it's not like one's good, one's bad. Like they've all done shitty things in their past. And I liked kind of exploring the complexities there and realizing that people have made mistakes or they're set in their ways, or like history is kind of told from the winner's point of view, and actually seeing the truth of it's really fascinating. So there was a lot. Yeah. And again, agree about the pacing, definitely slower towards the start, but really amped up at the end. But I think it also helped that I read the last like 2/3 of the book within the same day. So yeah, overall really great experience. And I'm planning on reading book 2 really soon because I am excited to see what happens next.
Awesome.
Dope.
I think I have a lag.
Oh, I think you're okay.
Yeah, you're all good.
Yeah, you're good. Pierre, did you yours?
Cool.
Did you talk about it?
Oh, no, I didn't. So I originally picked it up, like I said, when it first came out, and I finished it, and I didn't love it, and I think it's very much for the same. I mean, I reread it this time as well, but the same sort of thing is like the pacing for me really killed it at the start. I'm very much I give a book like 4 pages, and if I'm not hooked within 4 pages by something, I'm like, yeet, see ya.
4 pages.
The thing that did, yeah, I
like
honestly
4 words,
sometimes less.
4 words,
literally
brutal.
If it's not that first sentence, I'm like, I don't need it. I don't have time for this. I have so many
like,
things to read.
I have no brain space for you right now.
Oh no, I've been in such a big slump for like the last 2 months. I've barely read anything, and I haven't read anything new. So I've just been rereading. But
yeah,
I did remember liking Nari when I first kind of read it, and when I started reading it again, what I really wanted was to keep going, because I know how much people rave about the second book and the third book, and how much people rave about the relationship between like Dara and Nari just as characters throughout the whole series. So I really wanted to kind of stick it for that, because I love that sort of stuff, but it was just so slow for me to kind of pick up, and there was really nothing to grab at. Hello? Am I back?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, you're there. Yeah.
I'm good now.
Cass is
Sorry, my
muted.
thing.
Oh,
Cool.
good.
Speaking.
Yeah. I love obviously the setting, and I'm sad that the Middle East is considered like refreshing and new, because we're just so used to Western fantasy that when a book comes out like this, we're all like, oh my god, how new and fresh and crazy, as opposed to like, why can't this just be the norm? Like, why can't we just accept more than other Western fantasies? Anyway, that's a different story. So like I lapped up the world building and this like the history, and it's kind of pretty much as everyone else said, but the pacing and the characters kind of killed it for me to begin with. And I don't rate by stars. I rate by how many pages and if I read it. And I did. And I didn't want to.
I'm glad you read it. I'm glad you read it.
It's a nice, refreshing change.
I think for me, I think for me, I checked in with you girls a few times along the way because I'm like, guys, does it get better? Does it get better?
I love how you're just like, I'm about to DNF it, and I'm like, don't do that. Just get past the desert.
Just like, please, Jean, please.
Just keep going.
But look, that part, I think it was like page 130 or something when things started getting going, like the intro
hang on.
at the start. Yeah, because I was like, come on, like
because
just arrive at the city.
I think the point of all of that is so you have all the context before you get to the city. It was like I also said this at the meet where I was like, I did feel a little bit info dumpy, but it also was the fact that Nari kept asking questions. It wasn't like she was forced to have this information. She kept asking Dara, like, tell me more about it. And then in that way, I guess, as a reader, you're then going, okay, well, if she wants to know more, then I guess I'll know more as well. So it didn't feel like the author was pushing the information onto us. It was kind of like, so like the main character wants to know more about her history and more about the Deva and Deva Bad as well. So like, then you're just there, like kind of like lapping up the information. But yeah, just like obviously it does have a bit of that kind of info dumpy feel. But it was definitely necessary because when you get to Deva Bad, you're like, lol, what's happening? I don't know.
Who are all of these people?
I don't know who any of these people are.
Yeah. I mean, I agree completely. Like, I read fucking heavy adult fantasy, so I'm in terms of like info dumping, I don't really. It's just music to my ears. But I really find like how it's done, like how you said, like it was Nari asking questions, so it was kind of like, okay, cool. It wasn't just George R.R. Martin history pages to describe an ice wall, as opposed to this big ice wall. There's 3 pages.
A big ice wall. That's all you had to say. Yeah.
You got 3 whole pages for that shit.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Shall
It's
we
really.
delve into spoilers?
Oh, sure.
Just well, that way we can. I'll just change it. So we can
I'll
speak,
just.
speak freely.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because at our book meet, everyone loved Ali. We thought even though
my son. Don't you shade him. Don't shade him.
No, we loved him. No, we loved him. I remember
like Darlington all over again.
Yeah. No, because I was asking one of my other book friends, and I was like, look, should I keep going? And she's like, did you like Hamilton? And I'm like, I loved Hamilton. She's like, Ali is like Alexander Hamilton.
He is. He is.
I was like, yes. So as I was reading
such good intentions, poor execution. It's fine. Like, he does.
I get it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love a smart guy.
Yeah. He's like, honestly, the things he does, I'm just like, dude, stop it. But you're also I know.
Everyone, all the characters, it was like, oh, I want to slap you right now. But that's a good thing, character development.
I mean, I guess I didn't, like, I kind of understand why people would, I guess, like, ship Nari and Dara, because I do see some of that discourse on Twitter, because like I haven't read the other book, so I don't know what happens. But I'm like, Dara, like, you're so annoying. Like, I don't know. I just like didn't vibe. I was
we
like,
love boys who do the bare minimum. The bar is so low that we're like basic human interaction. So like remember, like for example, Darlington. We're like, cool, he reads wet, as opposed to just like like what's the guy gonna do? Whereas like, women were like, it must be the best literary masterpiece of a relationship. For men, we're like, basically sold.
Yeah, but like literally the part where like he goes, when he says to Nari, like, like these people would be really good for you to get married to, like all these kind of like political alliances and things like that. And she's like, isn't that up to me? And he's like, lol, no. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, why are you removing her agency like that? Anyway, but there was like discussions, we were saying that like Nari kind of like loses her agency through like from the beginning, because like she's set up as this really independent person, like paves her own path, like does her own thing, like kind of like, you know, like makes everything like for herself. And then when she kind of gets like kind of like swept under Dara's wing, she kind of takes a back seat. There's like, okay, well, I'm gonna just, I don't have, it's like she didn't have to like think for herself for a while. She could have kind of just like let go a little bit. And so I understood why people were kind of like were thinking she's a bit of a wet blanket after a while, like, oh, like what's going on here? Like, why aren't you doing anything? But apparently everyone says she gets better. Like she kind of like starts asserting herself later on. So I'll see.
That's the thing. Like I wanted to hang in because everyone like loves her so much or loves them so much, and I was like, I want to be in book 3 by now, as opposed to like I'm like, I want where they are now in real time, but I'm struggling to get there.
You have to get there. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, I want instant gratification right this second with no effort.
I don't want the build up. I don't want the slow build up. I want it right now.
I want the answers. Give it to me.
Slow, definitely. Yeah, nah, hated Dara as well.
You hated
He's so stingy.
You hated.
He's so stingy. It's just like Nahiri just like asks for like a little piece of information. He's like, oh, I might tell you. He's
like, I'm
just a tidbit of what you need.
He's
like the tiniest amount.
Yeah. He just gives you like this little tidbit to kind of satisfy her for like 2 seconds. It's just like, but
he blue balls her the whole time. He's just like,
he was just like edging her the whole time and just like getting no satisfaction at any point.
I'm just like, this is why women can't trust men. This is literally it.
But it's like he's like just gone, I'm going to be mysterious for the only reasons that I'm tortured, and that's it. Like I imagine you having this conversation in real life with someone, and you've been like, cool, so can you tell me about this place we're going? I can, but it's mysterious. I was like, okay, cool, but do I need like what do I wear? Like, do I need to be
what's the travel guide?
Yeah. Yes, but maybe, and you'll see when we get there. You'll all understand it in time. Like you could just fucking tell me.
Yeah, look. I get that he's meant to be like the dark, brooding hero, but I'm just at the stage of my life where I'm just like, I am over that shit. Talk to me, treat me like a human being, or get the fuck out.
He's not human, so he doesn't quite understand. I guess.
How long ago was this written? When did this come out?
2017.
Okay. 2017 was still, everyone was still into brooding boys in 2017. Let's be real.
Like sandalwood, so yeah,
it's
fine.
Oh, and now we're all just like, cool. I don't have time for your bullshit. Just give me the TLDR and we can move on.
Yeah.
So I have a type, and Dara is not it.
At one point, I was very curious. I'm like, is there going to be a love triangle between Ali, Dara, and Nari? And I'm so glad that it didn't go that way.
I think it's still headed there. Yeah. I really do.
Okay. Has anyone read the series yet? Or book 2, book 3? Not yet. All right.
No.
Interesting.
No. I know, like one of the girls at the Sydney meet, Claudia has.
The thread said that they could pick it up later on.
Yeah, I'm opting. I hope it's more like that himbo relationship. Have you guys seen what was that movie that was on Netflix? That was no, I don't remember. Anyway,
what's it about?
Like,
descriptive words, girl. Give us something.
It was that Netflix one. I don't know if it was a book adaptation, but there was a young Asian girl, and then there was like a young Hispanic girl, and then the half of it. I was like the last of it, and anyway that one. That sort of himbo relationship. I want more of that. I want himbos.
We need more himbos.
I just want himbos.
Soft boys.
Yep.
Himbos.
Soft boys. Let him simp. Let him simp, baby. Let him simp.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from Dara being a broody man that we don't care about. We all understand the tortured past, but it's okay, bro. We can move on.
Let's just grow from there.
Yeah. I think I had some questions written down, but like, I guess, I think we kind of like touched on this, but like the questions were kind of like, how the author leans on historical sources and her own religious beliefs, because she is, I don't know if she's a Muslim author, to like create David Bad and like like leaning on all the mythology and stuff like that. So I think we did answer it, but like, what did we think of the world building as well as like the political and religious histories and like how they worked in the world, as well as like the conflicts between, like, how you have all the six different tribes and things like that.
Strongest. Yeah, I think the world building for me personally and like the mythology was the strongest of the aspects of the book. Like if you go like characters, plot, world, writing style, whatever, that's the main thing that kept me interested enough to keep going when, like, through the desert, through the whole first chunk, I was like, the only way I'm getting through this is because I can really visualize it, I can really see it. As opposed to just kind of everything. It wasn't like trying to juggle balls. Hey. It was like this one wasn't even. It was so cemented that there was nothing to juggle. It was just like, this is how it is. Everything else is like, but, and that doesn't make sense.
I was very intrigued by all the politics. As well, especially like when Ali gets put in that position and he has to kind of like try and figure out how to do things, as well as like hide what he's been doing with what was his name? It was the guy that gets killed. What was his name?
The Sheikh.
Yeah, like doing all of those kinds of things, like with his fight, like because he's got that financial and economic background. Yeah, I thought that was all very interesting, and I'm very interested to see what he does later on, like especially considering the ending of the book. So I liked that.
I loved how complex the political economy in Daevabad was, and even outside of Daevabad, with like it feels like it's a kingdom on the edge of rebellion, because there's so many different tribes, and Ghassan's doing what he can to keep everyone like happy for now.
He's trying to balance everything.
Yeah, but then obviously there's tensions brewing between the tribes, and even at the end with Nari, I loved that ending with Nari, how she was like she's like, yep, I'm the last of my people, and then she realizes at the very, very end that she's in the position of power and she's exactly where she needs to be.
She is, yeah.
And oh my gosh, that just felt so powerful. Because
that's why I'm really keen to see what happens after. Yeah.
I know. And Ghassan, I actually quite liked him as like a villain type character. I thought it was really interesting. Because
I didn't really think, like, the way I saw it was like no one in this book is really villainy or like good or anything like that. Like a lot of people in the comments are saying, how they really appreciated how grey everyone was. Like everyone has their own motives, their own agenda, and like no one is necessarily fighting for good or evil. They're all just kind of trying to survive. And I thought that made the book a lot stronger, because I felt like if it was just like that typical good and evil kind of situation, good guy, bad guy, like it would have just fallen so flat. Whereas when you listen to everyone when they're explaining why they're doing things a certain way, you're just like, I understand where you're coming from. And the other guy's like, lol, but that's wrong. And you're just like, okay, well, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. But basically, I really liked that. I really liked how multifaceted everyone was, and in their beliefs and their values and stuff like that.
I read on Goodreads that part of the world building with how there's the different tribes and how it's all under one ruler, and then they kind of give lesser power onto some of the other tribes. It's like inspired by Islamic background, and then the Muslims as well, and trying to satiate everyone. So I thought that was really, really interesting how it's grounded on her own background and understanding on a really deep level as well.
She puts a lot of like heart into it, because she's very much like, she wanted to, like, based off what I read about her, is like she really wanted to have a fantasy series that really represented her beliefs and her religious beliefs in a way that was like true to it as well. So I liked that as well. I'm just reading.
Yeah, and there wasn't any right or wrong. Like she presented each of the sides in such a nuanced manner where you were like, oh yeah, like I can see where they're coming from. That was great.
Yeah. I think one of the there are a couple of really powerful character building moments. The one that I think of most often for Ali is the fact that he doesn't realize that he's his father's favorite until his brother points out to him, like, if I had done the shit that you had done, I would be dead. Like, he would have assassinated you. It would be over. Nothing
I would literally be dead.
Mm. But he's just like, you get a slap on the wrist and daddy tells you to go have fun.
Yeah, and he's like, it's okay, just don't betray me again. And I'm like, that's it? That's all he gets? Very interesting. But I also loved Ali's relationship with his brother. I thought that was a very interesting dynamic, especially with what happens towards the end, how, like, what does he say? Like, he says this line where he's just like, I'm done. Like, he's just like, I'm done with you or something like that. I'm like, no, why would you say that? I'm so sad. Anyway, very interested to see how their relationship goes.
Yeah, I think Ali was my favorite character to see interact with others because I loved his rivalry with his brother's like best friend / bodyguard as well. It's just like, I respect that you have these beliefs, but I think you're wrong. But you're like, I still, you know your shit, so you're all right. We'll have this like banter, and just know that like we don't agree with each other, but that's also fine.
Loved it.
It was really weird because I felt like there was a lot more development between Dara and Nari as opposed to Nari and Ali later on. Because of the slowness at the beginning, it just felt like forever where they got to know each other. Whereas with her and Ali, I think there were only a few scenes of tutoring or something.
Yeah, no, but definitely more of those.
I feel like they are intellectually compatible more than like Ali and Nari are like intellectually better, whereas like I don't know. I mean, I just don't like Dara, so I have nothing to say about him.
Just about the
I have nothing to say.
He's just broody and handsome, right?
He just shows off his abs, and she's like, "Oh, I forgot why I'm mad at you." I'm like,
bare minimum.
That's fair. Come on, we've all been there. No.
Have we?
Really not.
Have we?
Yeah, true.
No.
Just reliving my Twilight days.
Oh my god.
Why you bring that here?
Don't
sorry. I'll just mute myself now.
Just mute yourself. She actually muted herself. Okay.
Let's do a reread of Twilight.
Don't bring that into this room. How dare you?
Nada, I would not.
We talk about good things in this house. That's not a good thing. Don't like it.
It's like the amount of bloody Midnight Sun I've seen on my timeline this month. I'm just
no,
thank you.
Midnight Sun, man. I love how Twilight was like 400 pages and then like Midnight Sun was like double the size. I'm like, how much does he have to say?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, right? Like, Edward's brain, Bella's brain.
Like, literally.
Sexy, sparkling man. I think deeply about dying from the plague in the 1800s. I think. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Did he? I don't know. I'm absolutely
okay. What did you guys think of the magic? Because I was quite confused with it. So Nari was the healer, but then there was that scene with her summoning fire. That like, does everyone have magic or?
It's the intent behind it. So okay, because I read this a while ago. I'm trying to remember how it works, but like, I guess like all Deva have. I think like I think this is how it works. Like all Deva can like use magic, but as long as the intent behind it is like, I don't really remember how it is really, but like kind of like when she heals people, if the intent isn't there and if it's not right, then things go wrong. Kind of like what happens with that older gentleman that has like the whole disease in him, and then she doesn't do it right, and the intentions are all wrong, and then he dies. So
the ash disease.
The ash disease, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that was actually really gross. Yeah, I think that's
what I imagine smokers are like on the inside. They're just full of ash and nastiness.
Ew. That's my heart. It's the deep chasm that is my heart.
It's just a burned out
Beautiful.
husk.
Wow.
I'm just thinking of this one particular thing in South Park with what's his name? Cartman's
Oh yeah, because
nuts.
they're all
just being
made of fire. That's right.
Yeah, they're all Ifrit, right? That was interesting. And then the humans are like the boring, non-magical people.
They're just made of earth. They're basic.
They're made of earth.
You're
Mud.
basic. You're made of dirt. You're just dirt. That's what it is. You're just dirt. We don't care about you.
Same.
I was very. Oh, you're in spoilers. That's right. Yeah, I was very interested in what happens with Ali when he goes into the water and he gets what was the water being's name? Is it Marid?
Marid. Yeah,
Marid.
Marid.
Yeah. When he. Yeah, because like there's that whole thing where it's like, you know, the Marids have like they're all died out, although you haven't seen them in thousands of years, and then he has that encounter with it. And it's like Lamau, JK, we've been here the whole time.
Just waiting for you with a very specific plot twist.
I liked that plot twist. That was very good.
I'm interested to see how that plays out, given the dual nature that Ali is going to end up having of fire v water, and whether he ends up burning himself out or something along those lines.
Hang on.
We're going to palm really quickly to Kaz because she's got a bit of a lag. So we're going to let her get all her thoughts out now and see if that works. Will that work for you, Destroyner?
Can you try?
No, it's like
there you are.
stuff that's happened previously. The conversation's moved on, and I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, well, did you want to say some things now? Like you have.
I don't have anything to contribute now. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can't remember what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just unmute yourself when you say stuff.
No, it's fine. We're just like
If you raise your hand, then we can all wait for the lag to catch up.
Yeah.
It sounds super lame, but at least we can see you. If you like put your hand up, we can just all pause and wait for you.
Yeah.
I think that might work.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay, so she's good at the moment.
So the romance.
No, we moved on.
I hate it. What Nari? I hate it.
You could just see it just not working out.
Like I just know it's gonna end in pain, and I'm like, why would I want to like jump on that ship? I don't need more pain right now. I don't need it. I just want some
sadist.
I can't do it to myself. I mean, I don't know if Dara gets better. Maybe I just read the book at a time. Like you said, we're reading this in 2020. We're like, I'm done with men like this.
Let him drown, Ash man. Yeah.
Let him just be Ash.
Let him stay in the wind. Yeah.
Just let him fly away. I don't need him. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. Like there was like that cave scene, and I was like, "Oh, girl, she's really gonna assert herself here right now." Yeah, okay, that's fine. You go. And then it didn't happen. I was like, "I'm sad, but that's okay. We can move on." And then I didn't like him, so I was like, "I guess that's for the best that it didn't happen."
I guess they don't care anymore.
I guess I just don't care anymore. Yeah.
I think I just want more Ali. Like I couldn't give a rat's ass for. Shut up.
Dara.
I swear.
It's like mom voice coming in right there.
In this house.
So Australian of you. I couldn't give a rat's ass.
Rat's ass. So broken.
Oh god. Thank you. No, don't care about Nari or whatever.
Oh, you don't care about Nari either. It was just going to be Dara, but I guess we don't stand Nari in the house either.
Hate her, hate him, fuck that guy, don't need him anymore.
Just
I
Ali.
just want Ali and his brother. Just like them too.
Yeah.
I think his brother I can't remember his name. What was his name again?
Montatia.
Yeah. See, I think there's going to be some very interesting things with him later on. I can just sense it. But I just don't know what it's going to be.
Was he confirmed bisexual?
Yes,
or was
he was confirmed bisexual, I believe.
This is why I love him.
We stand.
I stand.
We love a bi.
As a primarily, sorry, Jean, queer book club, we stand. We have to stand. The bar is low there too.
Yeah, gotta love a chaotic bi.
told me
Got
that
it.
you joined.
Chaotic vibe.
That was the only requirement. We're like, nah, you're a closet for sure. I guess.
You girls,
Hey,
hilarious.
we've all heard you thirst over Rin. Don't you dare start.
I mean, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
What's happening
Like-
here?
We see you.
You have the
This is
receipts.
everyone.
Like, it's on Twitter. Everyone can see it.
We can see you for who you really are.
Oh, you girls, hilarious.
We're so funny, all right? We're so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like no inkling of it at. Oh my god. I just.
Of what?
What's his name? Jamshid, right? Jamshid. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, man.
him.
The bodyguard boy.
And Muntad here. There was like no inkling of it at all until he died at the very end. Like that
Yeah.
was quite sad.
So sweet. I loved him. It was just so
I
cute.
wanted so much more out of that than what I got, and I am
But
sad.
don't you know, Kill Your Gaze was in 2017? That's all.
Don't remind me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, that scene was so heartbreaking. I was like, bro.
It was sad. It was very,
I was like, bruh, my heart. Just shoot me with an arrow. It would be less painful.
Yep.
Anyway. Yeah.
How
I
big
definitely
was-
Sorry?
You go.
No, it's fine. No, I was literally just gonna start fluffing around. So what were you gonna say?
I was like, how weird was Ali when he became a seaweed monster? Like, that's what I was picturing. Seaweed monster.
Seaweed monster. Just coin that. That's what he is. Just barnacles coming out of him. Davy Jones. That's literally what someone
Davy
said in the
Jones,
comments.
yeah.
Davy Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes all David Jones. Oh,
Does anyone watching have any questions, queries, concerns, or theories they would like to add to the group chat, to the chat?
Yeah.
Obviously, we're talking about book 1, so if you've read book 2 and 3, for everyone else's sake, no spoilers, please, but
oh dear.
leave your comments.
Someone just said, I can't wait for your book 2 review. Side eyes. I'm like, oh no.
Is this
Like
what we're
a
gonna turn
good
around and like
way, or-
we stand Dara in this house? Because like that would be such a plot twist.
Put your
Like,
whole
what?
back clip on all the shit we've been
We're all
talking.
like,
We
no,
were
okay,
wrong.
I take back what I said about everything.
Okay, but to be fair, was that not all of us with like fucking Nesta from Akatar? We were all like, fuck this bitch, and then by the end we were like, I stand Nesta and only Nesta in this house.
I only
That's
care about
okay.
Nesta.
Yeah,
That would,
That's all.
that would involve me
like
having
that.
read those books. So
I still can't believe you haven't. I feel like you would love it.
no,
I don't
absolutely
mind.
not. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses and was like, I fucking hate Tamlin, and I am
No.
not gonna
Look,
put up with this
Court
shit.
of Thorns and Roses is very basic.
You need
And
to
I
get
will
to book
admit,
2. I can't believe
you
this is
read-
where we've ended up.
All you have
No.
to read is
I've
book
got
2.
so many better books to read.
That's true.
I don't
Yeah.
need that shit in my life. If I need that, I'll just go to adult paranormal romance. I'm
Hey,
fine.
you don't. No. Hey, Rochelle. You know how it's my birthday soon, and you love me. Can my one request be that you read that book? Just because I want to know.
Because
what
I love you, I
think.
will read that book for your birthday present.
Thank you.
She'll read it in
Yeah.
the holiday.
Have
And
you
then she'll
read
be like-
Dragon Republic yet?
No, I haven't read Dragon Republic. I'm saving
Dragon
it.
Yeah,
Republic.
That's my
Make
Pop.
it
my read of Poppy War was my get out of slump free card, and it worked. So I'm saving the Dragon Republic for my next reading slump. So I'll just slam straight into that, and I'll be good.
Have you done Gideon the Ninth yet?
No, it's not on my TBR. I'm doing
No.
physical TBR.
You will
That's
eat that
fair.
shit up. That is you. That
I
is 100%
know.
You as a
I'm
book.
aware. I'm
She'll
going
get there.
to. I just
okay,
haven't
this-
yet.
It's still time. I think we have
It's
some
still
questions in the
time.
comments. Okay, so what did you think about the art on the cover? Depends on the cover.
Yeah, which cover you
This
were
cover?
referring to?
Because
like
I
that
love,
lettering.
I did love this cover. This was
I do
stunning.
like that cover.
I think I prefer this over the other cover, which is like what is it, like a flaming kind of situation, like with a lot of reds and oranges. I didn't really vibe with that. This one is much nicer. in my personal
I
opinion.
mean, it's very clean.
Sorry?
I said it's very clean. Like, I don't love it.
It
but
is
it's,
very...
like, aesthetically pleasing.
And it has a foil. I like the foil too, so it does look...
Oh,
It is
mine
nice.
doesn't have foil.
It would stand out at a bookstore to me. What was this other question from? Well, the question from the Guardian of Book Cats says, I think the guy at the end is the actual son of the last of the Nari kind. Oh, you mean that? Oh, that kid.
From Bodyguard.
Jamshid.
Oh yeah,
Bodyguard
Yeah.
boy.
100%. That's a good theory. Most likely,
Yeah,
actually.
I
Yeah.
think he is.
Yeah, it alludes to the fact that he's able to heal, like when they're talking about him, when he's like unconscious.
Oh yeah.
That's right. It's also feels that
It's
he
been a while.
died.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to say as well, I read. What'd you say?
She just said, "Oh yeah, continue."
Sorry.
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry. With the lag, it's hard. I was reading a copy that was annotated by the author, and when Jamshid is watching Nari heal someone, she put a post-it note on that section being like, pay attention, he's really fascinated by the fact that she's able to heal and wants to know more. So I think he's like able to do it and is curious, but he's trying to hide it.
That would be definite magic suppression that would need to go on.
Very
yeah.
interested. And then another question was, were you able to follow all the political stuff throughout the book? Because I definitely had some trouble there. I had a bit of I struggled a bit as well. I will say. I also did read this semi-tired at times, so that's probably impacted my ability to absorb the information. But yeah, there were some parts where it was a bit confused, and I kind of had to go back and reread and be like, what does that actually mean? Like, I don't know what that means, especially with like all the different tribes and stuff. I was like, so who has what? Like, I don't understand. And then there was like different like derogatory terms for different tribes, and you're like, okay, so who's who? I don't know. So I had to go back and reread stuff. That's me though. I don't know what everyone else did.
Yeah.
The glossary in the back was
I was the same as well.
helpful.
Yeah, I went back to the glossary as well.
Yeah.
Quite a bit, actually.
One of the things that we talked about in the Sydney meet is how it would have been, well, for some of us, it probably would have been helpful having like a timeline of things that happened, like the historical events that had happened. And I agree. I think that would have been useful, especially since a lot of the characters, like they lived for a long time. So a lot of the characters were present at some of the things that happened in the past. So it's still really relevant. So I think it would have been helpful to have a timeline of all the things that happened within Daverbad and like certain people taking over and the big like wars and stuff like that. Would have been at least handy as like a reference point when I got confused.
Yeah, it actually would have been helpful. I don't know, did the author do something on her website with it? I thought someone said that she posted something, but maybe I'm imagining it.
I never looked at it. Yeah,
Well,
I think someone mentioned that in our book meet.
I'll look it up. It's all right.
I'm so glad that I got told there was a glossary when I started reading, because otherwise I would have been stuffed.
Put glossaries at the front.
Yeah.
Glossaries at the front. I did that through Priory. I did that through fucking some other book where I got like halfway through and I'm like, I don't know what shit is. And then bam, glossary at the back. And I'm like, cool, I'm really glad I just struggled for like an hour.
So the website actually has like, so she breaks down all 6 tribes and like talks about like all their different things in terms of politics and things like that. And then she actually has like maps of Daverbad in here as well.
Oh my God.
And then she has like, and then she has a cast of characters. So literally everyone like explaining what their role is. That's so cool.
That's really
but there are spoilers. She does say there are spoilers. Just for City of Brass. Oh, that's fine. That doesn't matter if it's just City of Brass. Then that's all good. But yeah, just and then there's also the same glossary, and it also has some of the terminologies for some of the different words, like some of the words in terms of that. Like if we just couldn't understand what they meant, she just gives a definition for them. So that's very helpful. I might just tab that for when I'm reading the next book.
Saving that.
Which answers the question of someone asking, so do you see yourselves reading book 2? Like maybe not for book club, but just in general. Like I've already ordered book 2 and 3. Book 3's in my car. Book 2 has not arrived yet, so I can't actually read it yet because book 2 is not here. So yeah, I'll be continuing the series.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
definitely
not
ready
for
to
me.
continue.
Nah,
I've
probably
got-
not.
I've got Kingdom of Copper, so I probably will, but I might give it a break after this book because it took me maybe 3 weeks to read, and normally it just nearly put me into a slump, so I think I need a break. But I'm curious.
I think I'd be
definitely feel like
happy with just like seeing things on Twitter of like when this and this happened in City of Brass, or when this and this happened in Empire of Gold. Like it's very much how I did with Shadowhunters for years. Like I just knew all the things that happened. I just never read the books. I'd be happy.
Yeah,
I'd be happy
same.
with that. I think
Yeah.
it's not high on my list of things I care to know.
That's fine.
And
Yeah.
maybe one day I'll pick them all up and read them in 72 hours. Who knows?
Who
It's
knows?
wild time. Who knows?
Wild
Who knows what the
times.
future holds?
Are you past your reading slump though?
No. No, I think I just threw myself back into it. So I'm listening to Seven Blades in Black again so I can read 10 Arrows in Iron and hope that it gets better. And then I was going to read Addie LaRue, and then I'm like, well, we're going to do that for one of our clubs, so I'm just going to save it. And then I got Deadly Education, and I was like, I guess I'll just fucking save that too. So I've just, I've been reading a lot of Gideon the Ninth fan fiction because I never thought I would, but here I am reading
Wow.
bunch of fan fiction.
Live that fanfic life, girl.
You have joined.
Yeah, that's the lowest of.
But like, read.
Excuse me,
What do you mean that's the highest of the high?
Excuse me, that's like when you
Okay.
like what?
Okay, depends how you look at it. No. Okay.
Government just shaded us.
What did I miss?
I did write my own fan fiction back in the day, and that was the lowest on the low. So I was just talking about myself.
I'm loving like memes. It's not so much fanfic. Like I'm not reading like full stories, but it's like I'm in a Discord for it, and there's like lots of just really fucking funny memes. So just please read Gideon the Ninth so you can read Harrow the Ninth because it'll fuck you in the brain, but it's so good.
My copy's with one of my friends at the moment. I think she's reading, or she's just finished it. So I will get it when I get it back. I will read it. I promise.
Gideon Nav lives rent free in my brain, just 24/7. It's just rent free, baby. I'm paying her. Like honestly, she's just so my type of character. It's like it's your Sal the Cacophony, it's your Mia Corvair, it's your fucking Rin, all of my favorite things. She's in there now too.
Love it.
Dumb jock lesbians, my favorite.
I love this question. Let's do a classic one. Team Ali or Team Dara? I think we're all Team Ali, right?
Yeah, easily. Anyone that's on Team Dara, get the hell out.
I mean, I like a pretty boy. I'm happy for some eye candy if he doesn't talk. I'll allow it. Something pretty to look at.
Ali's a soldier, baby. How many muscles and eye candy do you need?
He can wield a sword so well. I mean, Dara only beat him because Dara has like 1,000 years up on him. So
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not in it for the necro shit. That sort of necro shit. No.
What conversation are we in right now?
Oh,
Have you guys read Jade City? Oh my gosh, Jade City.
Yeah,
love
we
Jade
have read
City.
Jade City.
We did it. We did it last year. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Jade War, even better. Oh, far out. I cried so much. Anyway.
I just want my son
ready.
Hilo to be happy. I just need Hilo to be okay. That's all I need.
All of them to be okay, to be honest.
Look, I don't talk about that one scene in Jade City. I can never talk about it.
Please.
I can't talk about it. It never
I blocked
happened.
it out. Nothing.
Yeah.
No.
It didn't happen.
Okay, what are we all reading?
What else are we all reading?
I'm
Go, you go.
Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
I'm rereading Cricket Kingdom because I'm trash and I just love it. I love it. And yeah, same thing. Reading slump, can't pick up anything new, and it's just like comfort for me.
Nina for life.
Sophia?
Yeah.
Oh, am I going? Okay. So I'm doing an audiobook and an ebook. So I'm reading Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Because Anne was like, Sylvia, you need to read this.
Yeah,
And I was like, yeah,
that as well.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Oh.
It's like, I think it's only like, as an ebook, I think it's only like, what, 480 pages, but I have it at a different setting. So it's not a very long book. But like, she's just a very good writer. Like everything she writes, I'm just like, I can just picture everything perfectly. The characters are great. I love everything that's happening in here. So I'm just like, yep, this is my shit. Like I love it. And then the audiobook I'm doing is I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. So that's the nonfiction about the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
Because I like, not to say that I love true crime, but sometimes I listen to a true crime like podcast or some true crime just to kind of like cleanse my reading palette to kind of like then allow me to go into like more of what I like.
What the fuck is wrong
Just
with
kind of,
you?
What?
That's not a palate cleanser. That's some straight up murder shit.
It's different. All right, whatever.
No,
That's fine.
I'm kidding. It's my kind of gal.
All right, I'm done.
Rochelle?
I am reading 2 things actively at the moment. My ebook at the moment is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Power Pareto. That is definitely not how you say that name, but I tried. And then my audiobook at the moment is Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta, which is a gender bent King Arthur retelling, which is
cool. I think I've heard about that one.
Yeah, I've got that one on my
Sci-fi,
shelf
queer,
somewhere.
gender bent. It's beautiful.
Love it. Was that King Arthur retelling? Sorry, is that what you said?
Yeah, King Arthur retelling.
Did you watch Cursed? Sorry, did you watch Cursed?
No, I'm not on that.
Abort.
The only thing I watched it for was for Daniel Sharman, okay? And that's all I cared about.
I didn't even get that far. I did not even get that far. They released like a Netflix like trailer. I was like, this is better than the entire first episode. And what I can only imagine is the rest of the series. Good gravy.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cass?
Katrina.
Can she hear us?
Nothing. I'm slumping.
Are you slumping?
Look at us all.
Oh, what's happening, guys?
That time of year.
Maybe.
It's almost like this pandemic is really bringing everybody down.
It's like it almost got us in the end. It got us in the end.
I appreciate your humor. Oh, God. Yeah.
I still think you should all read Gideon the Ninth. That's just me.
I've already said
And
I'll
then-
do
I'll get there.
I don't remember.
Audio.
The
You don't
audio
remember
is so good. The audio is so good.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. But
Amazing.
but would you recommend doing the physical book then doing audio? Because isn't it very confusing?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people say it's confusing. All right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like when I finished it the first time, I was like, I have no fucking clue what went on, but actually I loved it. And then so listening to it the second time, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And because I was blind when I read Harrow, the second book, I think I missed like 40% of it because I couldn't see it. And I read with my eye. I read with my eyes. I take in information better with my face. So
you learn better by reading than you do by listening.
Yes.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
That makes sense.
The temptation
lot
to
of
say
it,
a
but I
comment
know-
about sitting on your face was extreme there.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm not opposed. I ordered the physical copy, so I know when I read it, I'm gonna love it 10 times more than I already do, which is hard because the audiobook was so good. So
Was it the same narrators? Like as the first book?
Yeah.
I like
and
that
it
when they
is.
keep it consistent.
And they just have like she's just, when you meet Gideon, the main character, her specific kind of like humor and snark is very like Sal the Cacophony, who I just lapped up. But the audio, like the narrator does it so well, and it's so funny and so nuanced, and it's just Brilliant. I love it.
Love that.
That's all.
Beautiful.
Cool. Well, anyone and anything else before we all tap out and go to bed because it's getting late.
What's our next book of the month?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone got a copy of it? Because I don't have a copy.
I do not have a copy yet.
But it is a... Okay, Cass, you want to say what it is?
This is how you lose the Time War.
Don't remember what the author.
There's two authors.
Max Gladstone and Amal El Motar.
Amal and Motar and Max Gladstone.
Yep, there we are.
Dope. And what is it about?
It is about Agents Red and Blue so it's like science fiction. Agents Red and Blue that work for different agencies, and they work across different timelines, and they essentially are trying to like change the timelines to benefit their agencies, but they interact through letters and things happen. That's all I say, because if I say anything else, I'll spoil it. It's a novella. It's too short.
Stop it.
I can't say anything else.
Yeah. Yay! And that live show will be over at this stage on Kaz's channel, pending anything going wrong or happening and being weird at the end of the month. But I guess for this one, we can honestly probably do some sprints because it's very short. So maybe when we're all a bit more lively, we can host some sprints on Twitter and Instagram and stuff.
Sounds like a plan.
That's my plan anyways.
Sounds
love it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's it for everyone, we'll end it there.
Alrighty.
Right, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to follow us on socials. We're at Name of the Book Club and Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, that's everything. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.